hello. Well, hello, everybody. It seems that I'm either on my own or I've dropped out, or James has... No, James has dropped out. There he is.
No, I purposely put you on a single layout so you had full control without the controls, because I'm mean.
Trying to give me a heart attack.
Well, now there's the thing. We'll get to that later. Anyway, welcome all. There is one person watching you. Obviously got nothing better to do on a Thursday. Good for you. Hello to you. If anyone is watching us live, obviously we are recording this for the podcast, so this will go out as a podcast as well as live. Oh, I'm not going to get complicated, but that is how it is. So if you are live and you want to drop a comment in, like Gordon just has, and he says, good afternoon from Canada. Good afternoon, Gordon. We can give you a live shout out. There you go. So, if you do join us watching, I have had a couple of messages from our listeners saying that they can't make it tonight because they're busy washing their hair and all those sort of excuses that you would expect. But Malcolm and I will be here for an hour or so having a chat about stuff. Nothing major. Obviously, the title of today's episode, Batteries Not Included, will come obvious later.
That's setting us up, isn't
it? It's setting you up.
This is setting me up. Oh, dear.
Anyway, enough of all that. How are you, Malcolm? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I've been under the weather with COVID for the last 2-3 weeks. Only last weekend I really kind of feel like I was back up to normal speed. I don't know if you've had COVID before. Can't remember if you did. Probably have.
No, I've been I've dodged a bullet.
Okay, it's crap. It makes you feel shit. I failed, and I didn't fail. The test I did for COVID was negative, but it was an old test, and I still had all the symptoms. But I still think it was COVID. But if I just say it was COVID, then everyone understands how I felt. I felt awful, and all the family felt crap as well because I felt crap. They also caught it too, and my wife wanted to go to a conference for 4 days, and we all felt crappy. So that was good. And my daughter's been poorly with suspected appendicitis, and work's been really busy, and it's all on top of me. But hey, it's all fine.
Yes.
I'm living and breathing now, and I've got some exciting things on the bench to share with you.
Oh,
and I'm talking to my good friend James and everybody else who's listening, so everything's fine. Thank you very much to our Patreons who are still supporting us, which is wonderfully nice of them.
Very kind of you.
Thank you to everybody who's put comments up recently. Thank you to everyone who's asked me about James. James is fine. No one's asked him about me. Nobody does.
No.
It's all about you now.
Yeah,
the lengths you have to go to. In fact, I was at a festival, the We Have Ways Festival, another podcast, not quite as popular as ours. But We Have Ways of Making You Talk podcast. They have a festival, and I was there, and one person came up to me, talked to me. It was an American chap. Now, lots of people talked to me over the weekend, and I wish I could remember his name, but it began with a T, and it was something like Trevor, but it wasn't Trevor. It was like Triffid or Terrific or Torrid or Turgid or
Oh, you mean Tim?
No, it wasn't like that. It was But anyway, hello to you, and thank you very much for talking to me about the podcast. It was very cool.
Yeah, I have to say, rarely do I have the green monster, but I did have the green monster the other weekend, with the updates and all that and the other for the festival. But I'm glad you were there. Really glad you were there with the charity, obviously, and hobnobbing it with all the celebrities and royalty that you were. And so I'm really glad you had a good. It looked like you had a good time anyway.
It was very, very tiring because you're practically outside for over 48 hours. You're outside, and even though you're in a marquee, it's still fresh air blowing through. And I just find that very tiring. You're never really comfortable because you're sitting on a deck chair, or you're sitting on a camping chair, or the floor, or wooden bench or something. So it's never really comfortable. I'm a big fat butt anyway. So, but hey, it was good fun, and we hope to be invited back.
Ooh.
So,
well, it depends if you've been good or not. So,
yeah, we're good. But thanks for everyone who came by. It's really cool.
So Joe McClussin has I've totally mulled your name's Joe. Sorry. He's saying good evening, Joe.
Hello.
Good friend of the podcast and myself, and Malcolm. An awesome scratch builder. He is my inspiration when it comes to scratch building. He's awesome. So thanks for saying hello. So yeah, me. Thanks for asking, Malcolm. I'm all right. Yeah. Obviously, we were talking just before we went live, and I'm what 7 and a bit weeks post-op now. Just a minor operation for those that don't know anything about it. It's just mopping my hair on my chest.
Remapped your entire artery system to a different place.
Yeah, so I'm doing all right. It's still I'm still very much in the recovery stage. I'm some days doing very well, other days doing not so well, and other days just wish I could roll over and go to sleep again. I have done some bits, although Malcolm, I'm not sure, is fully aware of what I've been doing, but I have managed to achieve something and finish something over the last couple of weeks.
Me too.
And I've started something as well. So that's all good. Health-wise, everything's, it's going to take a while. I keep getting messages from strange people saying, take it easy, stop beating yourself up and all that sort of stuff. But it is what it is. But one of the things I was saying to Malcolm earlier is that I'm at the stage. So this is a real stage, apparently. I'm at the stage where obviously all the nerve endings and feelings and stuff in the body are all starting to repair and make themselves, but I feel as if there's a part of me that's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. It's just something weird. But also, as I was explaining to a friend today, there is a part of me that I feel is a little bit like a phantom part of me.
Ooh, right.
Okay, so I'll explain that. So basically, and this is all just my imagination, so I could be completely wrong. So if I offend anyone in this description, I apologize. It's not meant that way. It's just really expressing myself. So obviously, one of the things in which happened, I've had a bypass. They've used part of my vein or artery from another part of my body, and they've done a bypass, all working fine. Everything's brilliant. It's all hunky-dory. However, that artery come from my leg. So one of the wounds, I had 3 holes in my leg. 2 are okay and one isn't. It's almost there. But anyway, you don't need to know that bit. But the funny part was, right, so the bit, and I know I've said this already, but I'll repeat it. But the funny part was, as I was lying on the slab, anaesthetist put me to sleep, and there was a young lady with her face down by my thigh stroke groin area, and she said to me, I quote, "Hello, I'll be working here today." And I literally went, "Oh." That was the last thing I remember, which for me and my humour was perfect. Absolutely brilliant.
Nice. I'd like to go to sleep like that too.
Yes.
What a way to go.
So anyway, so she was the surgeon dealing with the grafting of or getting the stuff to graft on the heart, etc. Anyway, so those that know medical things to a point, is it knows that if you cut yourself and you have an open cut and a vein or artery that you can see, and you're very, very brave and you stick your fingers in where the hole is and grab hold of it to stop the bleeding. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really heroic stuff. However, if you let go of it, it's a little bit like an extended elastic band. It sort of goes and disappears into the body.
Oh, okay. Right.
So it's a long story. Sorry. So anyway, so I was explaining to someone today, this phantom part of my leg is where my vein used to be. Right. So I say phantom because I know that when people have amputations and stuff like that, they sometimes have a phantom limb.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a phantom vein in my leg.
Wow.
So this is an area in my leg that just doesn't feel like it belongs to me.
Yeah.
However, at the one end of this thing is a lump, right? Now, this lump is literally where she's let go of the vein, and the tube or vein is all clumped up into one area. And as you touch the lump, you can feel the vein all clumped up. It's the most weirdest thing ever.
Is it? I assume it's tied off.
Like well, I'm assuming so. My leg's not getting any bigger, so
like a balloon. Like they're not on it.
Yeah. But it's just really weird. So I've got this phantom part of my leg which doesn't it's just weird.
So they didn't use any other parts. They use parts of you to fix you. Do they use any parts from organ donors or anything?
No, it's all from me. So generally speaking, unless you're really greedy like I am and have lots of bypass in your oh god, we've gone real medical. Just making conversation the medical side.
Yes, 10 minutes in. They didn't remove your waffle though, did they?
No,
they left it in.
No, they left that. Although they didn't help my brain remember where I was at any point, so that's not good.
No, you were talking about phantom, and you were talking about something.
Yeah, so in theory, what they do is they when you open up, you have a sac that goes around your heart, etc., and in there are some veins in which they generally can use. But apparently, all mine are knackered.
Right.
So they then go elsewhere. And I could go on about it forever, but we're not here to talk about surgery and heart surgery and stuff. I feel really bad now.
That's all right.
I might edit this out, but it's the reason I bring it up is it's very strange because there is a part of the recovery where you don't feel you are you, and you can feel that you feel like something inside you is not yours, it belongs to someone else. Really weird. But anyway, yeah, I'm at that point. It's a little depressing. So I'm sorry if I've topped anyone over the edge. I'll be all right with a few more drugs. But yeah, well,
it's interesting. You've got to heal inside, and then you also got to kind of heal and come to terms with the changes in your body and what you can achieve, what you can't achieve anymore. And that's going to be a stretch on the mind because you're a busy boy. You like to keep yourself busy, as we all know. So.
Well, I think that's where I'm at right now, is the fact that I can't be as busy as I want to be. And that is, that's playing with me a little bit. I've been pre-warned. I have I don't know if you remember the lovely Chris Waters, a great modeler over in the States. He had his heart surgery about a year ago. So he reached out to me just as I was going in. And we had a long conversation about what to expect and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, very helpful. So, yeah, it's totally normal. I am a bit snappy at the moment, apparently. So my wife tells me.
What do you mean by that?
Well, reactive to the smallest. Stop talking over me. Sorry, took me a little while to fall into the gap. I am anyway, but yes. On other news, let's crack on. Joe's just saying in the comments, humbled, Sarah. That's in relation to my comment about his scratch building. There's no need to be humbled. You did a fantastic job on your B17 at the moment. Very jealous. Anyway, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come away from the 14 minutes of surgery and all that toffee, because that isn't what we're about. And I will do a reveal. How about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, you say that it's a massive event in your life, and it affects what we're able to do here, and it affects everybody who's listening, and they want to know how things are going. So don't ever feel guilty about when someone says, "How are you?" Don't feel guilty about saying, "Well, take a seat. Let me tell you all about it."
Oh yeah, no, don't send me a PM or call me, because unless you've got a few hours. Because I will talk about it. But no, it is what it is. But anyway, let's get on with this reveal. Stop, don't drag me back. Right, so I've been working on this. Oh, wrong camera. For those of you in the podcast, I've managed to change my camera from one angle to another angle, which is exactly the same angle, although I'm a little bit sat forward in the other angle. Oh, Jesus Christ. Try that one.
Good ear, isn't it? Ah. Ooh. Okay.
So let me describe the scene. So I'm in my modeling room, and I have managed to keep it very tidy to start with. I've done a really good tidy up in here, but more importantly, I have managed to do the spray booth that I've been talking about for months.
Yes. Yeah. Talk about
so
series 1.
Yeah, this is my baby. So if you bear with me a second, because I am not ready for this, strangely enough.
No, that's good.
There we go. So I'm just changing the some bits and pieces on here. Right. Okay. So there we go. So what we have here is we have a spray booth that is effectively. I used to have a little spray booth in which is very common. There's loads of them out there, and it would be about 30 centimeters longish.
Yeah,
I suppose, and maybe about I don't know 20 centimeters high. And it has a foldy out bit, and it's all you can put it all back together. Anyway, so I've got rid of that, and I've now replaced it with something that is 3 times wider and 2 times higher. So this is now a oh god, I can't remember.
Is it so it's 3 filters in a row?
So there are 3 filters in a row. They all are 12-inch by 12-inch filters.
Wow.
And the overall size of the booth is 93 centimeters long.
And does it suck?
And 33 centimeters in height.
Wow. And it sucks.
And it's got a sucky thing in it, yeah. So this is the groovy bit. So as you won't be able to see it totally well, but at the bottom here you'll see it's blue. So what I've done is this is all pre-cut MDF or no ply actually. A very good friend of mine who makes desk stuff made it for me. So you can see by this that picture there, that's the ply. It's all cut. But I've taken this bit out of the top, and it's a piece that's just over 12 inches long. And the reason being is that I can do this. I can pick up my filters.
Oh, see, interchangeable.
And I can move them around so that if I get the middle one dirty, I can change it to one side. Or I can take all 3 out and clean them and change them.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some pictures on.
I've got some pictures.
A visual thing. And then you've got 3 fans in the center as well there.
So that in the center of the box there are 3 fans. Now these are exactly the same fans that were found in the original spray booth I had. The exact same company, exact same ability, etc. So the suckage is around about 1.5 times stronger than the original.
Suckage,
roughly. So I've got a bit more suckage.
The suckage is strong with this podcast.
Yes.
Strong suckages.
But these are great, these filters, because obviously I can move them around, and they're cheap as chips to buy, and they literally just fall into place like so,
cool.
like that, and I just put the toppy bit back on.
That's great.
And it's still cut in a carbon fibre finish of like a royal blue carbon fibre finish.
That's lovely. Hello from Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Good to see you guys. Hello, Ted Scale Modeling.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, that's really cool. So, is it? Have you got? I see you've got one light on the right hand side there, and you've got one on the far left.
At the moment, I've got my 2 little lights I used in my original spray booth, which are not adequate at the moment, and it was just purely to illuminate it for you now. But the other thing which is really clever is this bit in front. So in front is a green thing, which basically you pick up and you put it inside the filter, and that now seals the filter completely, or the spray booth completely, so it doesn't let any air in the winter, etc.
Oh, okay.
And all that is is 2 cutting mats stacked together, and they are A3 cutting mats.
Okay.
So that gives you a good idea what that's about.
So it hides it from, because it's not going to be pretty, is it, that filter? And then of course,
it's not going to be wonderful. I mean, the main reason I wanted to do that was for 2 reasons. Firstly, it gave me the desk that I could then put paperwork on and do other stuff other than model making, so that works. The other thing was to in the winter, one of the things I had problem with was air coming back through the wall, basically. So we've designed it in a way in which we can reduce that and almost stop it completely. So that'd be good.
Okay.
And then the last reason for that as well is that what you can't see at the moment, which isn't here, well, it is, but it hasn't been cut, is we have a bit of plastic like that will go in on the side. This plastic is a little bit higher at the moment. It's a bit higher than the spray booth, but it'll be cut so it meets the top of the spray booth and comes up at an angle towards my head. And the reason being that is there'll be some magnets in the this is quite thick plastic. There'll be some magnets in the plastic and magnets in the spray booth, and it will keep it solid. And then on top there'll be a piece of plastic that can come on the top of the plastic, but where the pulley out bit is for the filters, it will rest against that, so you've got your it all held together.
So it's all in an enclosed sort of booth.
Yeah, give you an enclosed booth, but then you can just dismount it, take it away, and put it under the side.
That's brilliant. I'm really pleased that you've got that in there.
Yes,
that's really good. Look, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to really suck. I've got to imagine the size of it. Though, you turn it on, it's like everything. Like when a hole explodes inside of an airplane when you're 30,000 feet up. I can imagine everything being sucked into.
Well, no, it's not that. It's not that strong.
It looks big and strong.
It looks big and strong, but the reason I wanted it this size, and the part of the reason the size is what it is that I can spray a 1/48 B17 with the wings on. Yeah. So it's that sort of size. So I can do all of that in one go, and etc. Cool. And I've got a couple of for example, I've got a 1/72 Corvette, Flower Class Corvette. I may have mentioned a few times that I want to do. So that means I can build the whole boat and have it as a whole and spray it in one go. So that's the reason for it being a bit of a monster. But yeah, so that's done. Bar the side and the canopy part, but that'll be done next week. So
exciting. Well, I'm really pleased that you're in a position to be able to build things like that. It's really good. Really good.
Yes, it's finished off my room completely. I'm now at a point where my room is complete and will not be fiddled with anymore. So,
Bearded Veteran Create says, "Is that James's secret chocolate stash box?"
Could have been. I didn't think of that, but yeah, it could have been.
You could hide chocolate behind a filter.
Well, now, no. See, the way it's designed is it hasn't got a back on it. It literally just goes straight up flush against the wall. Because I have a great big hole in the wall. But there is an area in the back there that if I really wanted to, I could hide some there. Ooh. And no one would ever know unless I told somebody.
Extra kids. Joe also says, "So when the time is right, can I borrow it? Mine barely fits one wing."
Yes. Absolutely, Joe.
Go round, Joe. You can have a spray off. That thing.
Yeah, that's a point actually. If it came to it, I could. I mean, the room's always been designed in a way in which it's got certain areas for certain things. So technically, in a 48-hour build, I could have someone else in here building, and we could use the spray booth at the same time without any problems. Hadn't thought that.
That's pretty cool. And Gordon Sorensen says, "A great idea with removable sides. I may try and copy that."
It may even be available at some point. You never know. Depends how mad I decide to be. But yeah, it's fairly simple design. there are some things that I could do better. But that was the other thing as well. That the original spray booth came out onto the side a little bit further towards me, whereas this doesn't. I've managed to gain another 10 centimeters backwards. If that makes sense. So, and as anyone will tell you, 10 centimeters means a lot.
Sometimes 10 centimeters is all it is.
Yep, absolutely. So there you go. So that's that. I will put some pictures up of that, obviously, with a bit of daylight, so you can see what's going on. But you'll also get some pictures of everything else that's in the room. So
you should do pictures of it up and then down.
Up and then down.
You know, like with all the bits on it, and then down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if I can. Well, funny enough, because of the surgery I had, I can't cut things, and I can't cut things for Toffee anyway. So the plastic's all marked up, ready to go to see my dad. So hopefully I'll go and see him this weekend, and if it's done, then there'll be pictures up on Monday when we post up the podcast.
Woo! Okay, that's cool. Oh, and what about actual model making, your plastication you've been doing?
Well, yes, is the answer to that. Definitely. Okay. I have started something. Yes. No, hang on.
Can you tell us about it, or is it a secret?
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. I'm gonna, but yes and no. But yeah. So, excuse me while I just snort and find something to do. So, yes. So this is obviously you can see I have been doing some model making because this is how I left it. So I'm going to show you this, and we're going to play a game. Guess the kit.
Oh, okay. It's going to be a great podcast.
Yes. So the kit, yeah. I hadn't thought of that.
If you're listening to this in your truck, shout out.
Yeah, just shout out any kit randomly. Oh yeah, that won't work. So yeah, so this is basically the groundwork, if you like, of a little Austin. What's it called? Oh, it's on a postcard. Model T. So this is a Model T vehicle that I'm doing, and I've literally all I've done is the chassis, putting that together, the engine, etc. And as you can see, it looks pretty lovely. Nice. So that's actually ready for primer. That's
ICM, right?
It is ICM, yes, indeed, it is.
Yeah.
So, some as you would expect with ICM, there are some parts that you think, well, really? But yeah, it all goes together and looks fine. So yeah, cool. So I've done that. That is all I've literally done. The only other thing I've done is
well, if I know ICM, that's probably like 20 sections of the instructions. You know.
Oh no, that's do you know what? Actually, you're not far off. So that's up to number 16.
Yeah, so it's quite a lot.
So yeah, it's a reasonable amount, but yeah. So I'm fiddling with that. I've got a lovely one of these to build, which is the EBMA AFVPS, so AFV stand, which is going to go with my sprue box. Idiot. My spray booth.
Very good.
So yeah, so that's there'll be a little video about that actually at some point. I want to do it.
Mikey's put in there. It's an ICM 135th Model T ambulance.
It is.
He obviously knows what's going down.
It is. It is indeed. Yeah.
So are you building that for any reason, or just because it's there, or?
So it's actually in relation to my inspiration boxes. So,
right.
Yeah, there are things going on with that, but yeah, this is one of the kits in which will be used at some point within an inspiration box. It's not really about the model; it's about what you do with the other stuff.
Yes. What have you finished something as well? You said
no. All I've finished is tidying.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, no, I've had a really good tidy up, and what I've done is we take not you need this for the podcast because I'll have to explain it anyway, but not that one. That's my head. Oh, God's sake!
You need to label these.
Honestly, If you just name the cameras, it'd be so much easier.
It would be.
So yeah, as you can probably, as you can see, that those that are watching here, but I'll explain it. So I'm moving the camera slightly. You can see behind me where I'm sitting at my desk, I have some cabinets that are made with models that are mostly made or not made or whatever. But then on top are some model kits and some other bits and pieces. What I've done, this was all full of models. What I've done is I've actually taken all the models away, apart from the ones in which I want to try and get done this year. And only this year's model kits are up there.
Okay.
And I vowed that as I make them, I will not put any more models up there. So at some point that will become empty. So yeah, I've sorted all that out. No. I've got a plan. The reason being is I'm running out of room in the cupboards. So I need more room. So the idea is my dioramas will go on top.
Right.
And there are a couple of dioramas in there that will give me a bit more space. So I need to make the space.
Okay.
But yeah, so you know that's what I've been doing. I just, because I can't do very much, and Michael, some of the veterans and beneficiaries from and volunteers actually from Models for Heroes have been wonderful since I've been home. I've gone and sat with them and moaned quite a lot, if I'm honest, and done a little bit of model with them. But they'll tell you that there have been times where I've been talking and all of a sudden just gone, I've got to go, because I literally will fall asleep in the middle of a sentence. So it's been quite difficult in that respect. Anyway, enough of me. It's all about you, Malcolm. What have you been doing?
Finally, I've sit through 31 minutes of podcast to actually get to what I want to talk about.
All right.
That's all right. We'll just put it in the notes. Just skip the first 30 minutes. And get to the good stuff. Right. Yeah. Super exciting. Right. A very, very exciting thing on my desk. There's the whole kind of reason that we're here. Well, no, the reason we're here.
Well, yeah.
You know, a bit existential, but there's this. We'll talk about this in a bit.
Oh, he's got a white box with his name all blacked out.
But first, Lee,
Victoria's Secrets box.
I want to talk. Well, I want to talk about these again because I finished it. This is my D9R, my bulldozer. I've been working on this for months. It is now complete and done, and lights work still. I'm so pleased. It's kind of half glued on the base. The base is done. It's ready for competition placement or display table placement or display shelf placement and move on to something else. All right. I'll turn the lights off so you can see the actual lights on it. Obviously, I'll take some photographs and maybe a video.
Yeah. So for those that are listening on the podcast, he's got a flashy light on top. He's got his headlights on top in the front of the tractor all working, and he's also got his rear spotlight on as well as his red lights, etc. But there is more. There is a light inside the cab too.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the lid off very gently.
And there you go.
There you go. Inside there's a light just to light everything up. And I'll put pictures up and everything. But yeah, that's really, really cool. But I really like this bit at the back. This is the rippy bit at the back.
Yes. So he's got his ripper that has ripped up the tarmac, concrete, etc. But he's accidentally gone through the frame as well, which is a great touch. I like that.
Yeah. The plan is, right?
On the lid.
Yes, thank you. The plan is when I put it into a competition, I'm gonna, the little piece of paper that you have to add. You write on there D9R bulldozer object not attached to base, yada yada yada. I'm going to rip that in half and stick that down here on the end, as if the bulldozer's gone through the competition entry slip. I'll probably get disqualified for spoiling a ballot paper or something, but it'd be worth the joke. And I think people looking at it would quite enjoy it. So I'm going to do that.
Will you rip the £5 note in half as well?
That's hidden underneath.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, with the wires and everything. I can't show you the wires because obviously if I tipped it upside down, it will fall. But there are loose wires and stuff underneath here, so I could tuck the fiver in there.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah. But yeah, there we go. The batteries have left it on all night the other day, and it's still bright and shiny, and these lights are showing up nicely, so it's obviously doing very well. I'm really happy with it. Electrics and everything, all working. Yeah, I'm super happy. It took me bloody long enough, honestly.
So it's a great build. It's a great idea as well.
Thank you.
Ted Scale Modeling is saying, "Oh, cool, blinky things, love it." And he also says, "Oh, wow, well done." Joe's there as well, and he says, "Very nice indeed." So yeah, I know this has got an awful lot of love as you've shown it in different places as you've been doing it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that. Are you going to take that to Telford?
Oh, it'll be everywhere with me where I'm allowed to show it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I can't wait to actually physically see it.
It's going to Avon. If anyone's coming to Avon, in a couple of weeks, then I'll be at model show with this. So can't wait to show off to folks. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's come out really nicely.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, well done.
Cool.
Well done.
Right. So that's that. I've also done a bit of figure painting and stuff with little figures and things. Nothing of any note, really, but just kind of, ticking me over between things drying and stuff. And there's a little horsey guy who worked on. Like, it's out of focus. I don't know how they make them out of focus like that.
I thought you painted it out of focus.
Yeah, I feel like that sometimes, but yeah. Done that guy, and then I've also was working on this chap as well, the Vietnam veteran, Vietnam pilot.
Nice.
For a little while. Hello. Yeah, so I've got to finish him too. But that means that they've got nothing on my bench.
Is there a reason for that?
Kind of, it's all fallen together, this time. Yeah, weird, huh? So, as you may or may not know, or may not care, but Just Making Conversation is going to be part of the Mooseroo build again, which is a competition for all the Model-y podcasts.
Whoa. Hang on a minute.
Mooseroo Cup.
Let's talk about the Mooseroo Cup.
How could you forget the jingle?
I completely forgot that existed.
Anyway,
let's talk about the That went well.
Yeah.
So the Mooseroo Cup is a it's a competition basically with a kit that no one really knows what it's going to be, and then they send the kit out to all the model makers from a different model maker from each podcast, and then we all build it, and there's a competition over in Canada. Thank you very much to IPMS Hamilton, who have sorted it all out, and thank you very much for Darren for sending it up to me. You superstar. I think it was Darren. Maybe it wasn't. I blanked his name out now, so I can't remember who it was. But anyway, I haven't opened it, but I have seen what the kit is, and I imagine other people have too. If you are savvy and you follow other podcasts, which, hey, let's face it, it's probably a good idea to, then you will know what this is. But I'm going to open it live right now, and we're going to go through it together. If that's acceptable, James?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. I can't wait to see what it is. I've got no idea.
You know exactly what it is.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, but I won't spoil it until we get to it. So live unboxing.
So for those who are listening on the podcast, so Malcolm is now very carefully with his health and safety gloves on, glasses and helmet, and his exo knife in his hand, cutting the sellotape around the white box that has got all the Victoria's Secret logos blacked out.
Stop it.
And now very gingerly he's going to open the box to reveal what's inside.
Oh, the box is open. So the box measures, let me just quickly measure it. It is 30 centimeters wide by 7 centimeters by, I don't know, just so you get an idea, 25 centimeters in depth. Okay, so it's really kind of a thin sort of box.
Mm.
Ooh.
Ooh. And the box is full of packing. There is just a very small thing in the corner. No, I'm joking. Tell us what's in there.
Yeah, so here we go. It is a Cavabande midget submarine. Submarines. There's two.
Mm-hmm.
It's a submarine from ICM. 72nd scale. 72nd scale submarine.
And the kit number is
that
one there, which is S020.
Yeah.
So yeah, exciting.
Okay, so another Ukrainian company, ICM.
Mm-hmm.
Made in Ukraine. Okie doke. Well, I know nothing about subs. And all there is inside the box is a bit of packing and a letter. There is correspondence, James.
The old-fashioned method.
Mm-hmm. Oh, blimey. List of rules.
Oh, blimey, here we go.
Shall I read it out?
Yeah, go on, do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Hello, podcasters. IPMS Hamilton, with the continued support of Lightspeed Global, are proud to once again sponsor the Mooseroo Cup. This year, you have been provided with the ICM dual boxing of the German Kriegsmarine Seehund and Mulch, the midget submarines in 1/72 scale, to build, detail, finish, and present to the best of your abilities. Here are some guidelines to help you along your way. Start date: building can commence on or after August the 3rd, or the 3rd of August if you're in this country, but not before. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Oops. That's fine. End date: entries are due by Saturday, March the 15th, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Do they mean 2025?
I think they probably do, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a time machine. So
do you not?
No, I sold it.
We're not going to win again because you haven't got a time machine.
Hey, I'm going to do my best to win. We haven't talked about that yet either.
No.
Build parameters. You're tasked with building one of the provided submarine kits, builder's choice. You may upgrade, detail, modify the base kit as long as it is identifiable as submarine in your final presentation.
Oh, okay.
Presentation this year, your entry is to be presented in the form of a vignette. See definition below.
Oh,
a scenic base to some degree is mandatory. Figures, accessories, complementary vehicles or equipment, other details, etc. are encouraged, but not mandatory. Definition of a vinaigrette. No, not vinaigrette.
Not vinaigrette, no.
Vinaigrette is accompanies a salad, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm, yeah, that's very true.
Definition of a vignette. For the purposes of the Mooseroo Cup, a vignette may tell a story or may simply depict a snapshot in time or location. Judging criteria. Your entry will be judged on a combination of factors, including build execution, figures, if used, groundwork, finishing and weathering, as well as composition and detail. The completed entries will be judged by a volunteer group of judges from the members of the IPMS Hamilton. The entry can be photographs, unedited photographs. This is how you set it out. This is where you send it to. The winning entry will be announced on March the 23rd, 2025 at the Heritage Con 17. It says, IPMS Hamilton, look forward to tracking the progress of your builds over the coming months. We hope you have some fun along the way too. We also like to extend an invitation to each podcast and your listeners around the world to join us at Heritage Con 17 on March the 23rd, 2025 at the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum in Mount Hope, Ontario. Wow. Happy modeling. IPMS Hamilton. There we go.
Wow.
Blimey O'Reilly.
So you have got to make a vinaigrette that goes with it.
Nice vinaigrette. Yeah. Oh my gosh. A submarine vignette. Now, I've never done water before. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I'm sure I have.
You might have.
I've done snow, which is snow joke, but I've done snow, but I've never done wet before. I'm more of a dry modeler. But I can't even open it. There's always a first, you know. Why can't I open this box?
I don't know.
Listeners, you will be experiencing much concern. Well, I think part of the test is to open the box.
It is, yeah. Basically, if you got to make sure you cut all the sellotape that's holding it together, then the little white box will drop out.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
Right.
so it's all loose. It's all free. Oh, maybe it's causing a vacuum. This is good watching, isn't it? Or listening.
So Malcolm is now pulling out his. There we go.
That's the first step.
now he's got a plain white box, which is very typical of ICM. They do very good packaging. The sleeve over the top is not really that important. It's the box inside that holds all the stuff together.
Yes. So here we go. Box is open. Bits are fumbleable. Wow. Okay. Ooh. All right. So there's not much to it in terms of model.
Physical build, no.
Yeah. Raised panel lines on the edge here. I don't know. That's probably on purpose. Don't know. Oh, interesting. I know nothing about submarines, but I'm going to find out. So yeah, the battery's not included. Clearly,
no.
As is the title of this podcast. So when James and I found out what it was, we did mute that it could be like a little dildo that we have to build, in our kind of very mature and understandable way.
Yes, I don't really understand the word mature, but I'll say yes.
They do look like little, handheld mobile pocket rocket things.
Pocket rockets, yeah.
That's the one. But no, it's not Victoria's Secret. It definitely is a model of a submarine. I don't know if I could do a vignette of it diving. Into what, though? Who knows?
Well.
Oh, my God. Look at that. Decals.
No, all I would say is no models were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Look at that.
Yeah, I like the smiley face.
Yeah, it's got a smiley face. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, instructions. Take side right, side left, and put them together, essentially.
Job done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, done. So, there's only 14 steps.
Yeah.
Comes with a little stand.
Yeah.
That's one of them, anyway. Oh, and you can get ones with you can do it in camo.
Yeah.
Okay. Or you can do it in black. Or the camo one. I need to do a bit of research, don't I? This is the other submarine. And there's the instructions, and you can do it with a little flag as well.
So, Bearded Veteran is saying there that who says it has to include water, Malcolm? You could do it resting on the seabed, trying to feed your competition a dead herring.
Well, if it was on the seabed, it would have to have water, right?
Well, no, not necessarily.
No? Okay. No, I thought seabeds were just quite wet. No?
They generally are quite wet, yes, you're right. However, there is a way of depicting the seabed without actually using water in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay. So you say this is the seabed, it's a bit bluish. And then put it in a fish tank and put some blue material on it. Yeah.
There we go.
Right. Yes, I could do that. And this is ICM's color range leaflet. Yeah. Okay. Didn't know they had a color range. It's new.
ICM, yeah, they've brought out acrylic range of paints not that long ago. Yeah.
So they have. Oh, there we go. A little advert for that in there. Okay, so building wise, it's not going to take long. Obviously, it's going to be seams all the way down there, front and back, side and left and right, and everything else. You don't have to build both. I think the idea is that you build one or the other, or you can build both if you wish.
You only have to build half the kit.
Well, you're tasked with building one of the kits. My choice. So yeah, well, a vignette, I guess, would be just the one, wouldn't it? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look up about these submarines. and find out what the heck they're about. Because I know nothing about submarines.
Super exciting.
Interesting. So, if anyone knows anything about the midget submarines, my DM, then do get in touch.
Yeah, drop me a line.
Yeah, if anyone feels like doing some research on any history or stories, or anyone who's interested in that sort of thing, let me know, Mikey. I know Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey.
Bearded veteran likes to do history stuff. So, if you can tell me a bit about what's going on, that'd be great.
Well,
all right. I won't sit and read it now because it's not good.
You'll be glad to know that the kit is on order and will be with me soon, so I can build along with you.
Cool. Yes, that was fun.
That'll be hours and hours of fun. That will.
Are you skeptical? How do you feel about this?
No. I think, to be honest, I think there's been a little bit of gameplay going on here, because I know that one of the other podcasters who is building, he likes his cigar-shaped instruments of the scene. I just had to put that in before anyone makes me say something I'm not meaning to say. Yes, there is. I'm sure I can find some information to help Malcolm.
Get on it.
Yeah, no, we're allowed to find information to help him, but we're not allowed to build it with him and all that sort of stuff. Well, build his anyway. We'll build along with him. So if you want to have some fun building a cigar that lives undersea, the kit number is S020 of ICM. It's a new release. I think it's just a dual packaging is the new part of it.
Okay.
But yes, I will stop looking at my thoughts. I've already got thought in my head.
I remember hearing a story about, I don't know whether it's true or not. This is one of those folklores of model making. There was a group build with a model club, and they also had to build submarines. And there's one guy who's very slow at building models, and he got very, very close to the end of the deadline and thought, "God, what am I going to do? I can't build this whole submarine in time, so I'm going to have to do something really, really quickly." And what he did is he did a little bit of water, a little bit of wake, and stuck the periscope sticking at the top. So it was a tiny little bit of water with the periscope, and that was it. The rest of the kit not used, just the periscope. And he won, much to the disgust of the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it's a good story. Now I've just ruined that idea. Can't use that. Right. Okay. I'll shut up. That would have been good, actually. Just a little. Well, anyway, my point when I very, very first started was that I had nothing on the bench currently. So I will use that time when I am allowed to start it to probably just work on some figures or something. But once the start date hits, I'm going to start working on it immediately. Putting it together, building it up while I'm doing research, etc., etc. There's a Facebook group, isn't there, James?
There is. There is a
Moosteroo Cup one.
Moosteroo Cup Facebook page, which will be in the show notes. Because the reason they're being in the show notes is because I don't know off the top of my head.
It's a public group, isn't it?
It's a public group, yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people will no doubt from all the podcasts get involved and throw light into the subject. Do you think you're going to hang back a little bit with that idea, or do you think as soon as the start date goes, you're just going to go, I'm on it?
It's going to be my next build. So I'm just going to get it done. I remember last year, Mr. Chris Meddings, he did his very early, and I thought that was pretty cool because he's done it and it's dusted and didn't have to worry about it anymore. Rather than waiting to the end and then kind of rushing it a bit and all that stuff. So, and I'm going to get it done early. Be different. We haven't done that before. We've always kind of waited until close to March, and then made a big thing about it. So let's. I'm going to doing it. It'll be done by Christmas probably. Oh, no, I didn't say that. I'm going to aim to get it done for Christmas. How about that?
Cool. Well, I think I will. As I said, I think I will join you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
So,
well, unless you have any other bee's knees, James, I think we've been chatting for long enough, and people can get back to their real lives.
Yes, indeed.
Is there anyone you want to say thank you to, or any comments you want to run through, or anything else?
So we've done all the comments in the chat as we've gone along. So a big thank you to I think it's 7 or 8 people that have been watching throughout the last 55 minutes. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for those that have commented. There isn't any messages, comments, etc. As such. And like we said last time, but I'll repeat it, is that bear with us, obviously. We will get back to a recording pattern of some description, but it's going to take a little while. Just bear with us. So, and a massive thank you to all the listeners for the support they've given me and the earache that they've given Malcolm for asking about me, etc., etc. So, thanks for that. And we will do another one. Malcolm will be glad to know that I've literally, as he's been showing the kit, etc. I've got mine ordered with extras. They're ready to go. There is now on mine, but I've gone. Yeah, that actually, to be honest with you, you were saying how did I feel about it, and I'm like, I'm not really that excited about it, but. In the space of 10 minutes, I've got very excited, so that's all cool.
Well, objects of that sort of shape and size are usually quite exciting.
Yeah. So our next live will be when it is. We haven't arranged anything as such. Obviously, in the UK, it's the school holidays, so Malcolm is run off his feet with the girls. And obviously, as they're all recovering from sickness as well, that's probably quite busy for him too. Yes. So, me personally, I may well hide a little bit, but please don't take offence by that. It's all just part of the joys of getting my head straight. So, anyway, with all that said and done, any thank yous and what you want to make?
Nope, not at all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for putting up with us. Be good. We'll see you soon.
I haven't told Malcolm this, but I do have a plan for the next one. So. Stay with us, bear with us, and we'll have some good content for you, I'm sure, soon. Cool. Rather than this old waffle. Bye!
Goodbye. Vinaigrette.